I'm back with a brand new session of chemistry for you. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chemical bonding. Now you all know that chemical bond is a force or a linkage which holds two or more atoms together in a molecule. So it is kind of a force of attraction. Yes, chemical bond is a kind of force of attraction which will hold the atoms together in a molecule. Now, which are the elements which are involved in formation of a chemical bond or chemical bonding? You have elements such as the metals and non-metals. Now, when do we say a particular element is a metal? When it has 1, 2 or 3 valence electrons in its outermost shell, right? And it will readily lose these electrons to form electropositive ions which are called as cations. And non-metal will generally have 4, 5, 6 or 7 electrons in the valence shell, and it is going to gain the electrons to form electronegative ions which are called as anions. Okay. Now all these elements, that is whether it is a metal or a non-metal, they will try to achieve the stable electronic configuration of the nearest noble gas. I hope you remember what are noble gases. Yes, which have stable duplet or a stable octet of electrons. That is, helium has stable duplet, that is 2 electrons in the valence shell, and all the rest, that is neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, all of them will have 8 electrons in their valence shell. So all these elements, whether it is a metal or a non-metal, they are going to try and achieve the stable electronic configuration of the nearest noble gas. And in doing so, what they are going to do, or how do they achieve this? They will achieve this either by the transfer of electrons or by the sharing of electrons. Okay. Now noble gases, we said, that is they are having stable electronic configuration. So because they are having 2 electrons or they are having 8 electrons in their valence shell, they will neither lose nor gain electrons. So they are chemically inert. So they are not going to react with other elements. Okay. Now all these other metals and non-metals, they are going to achieve this chemical bonding by electron transfer, that is the transfer of electrons from an electropositive metallic atom to an electronegative non-metallic atom. So such kind of the bond formed is called as an electrovalent or an ionic bond, and when it is sharing of electrons between 2 non-metallic atoms, the bond formed is called as a covalent or a molecular bond. So in this chapter we are going to see some the electrovalent compounds. Yes, that is sodium chloride, magnesium chloride and calcium oxide, how to represent them, that is the electron dot structure to represent these electrovalent compounds, then the electron dot structure to represent the covalent compounds, and then coordinate covalent compounds. So first we will have a look at the electrovalent compounds. Okay. Now as you can see here, electrovalent bonding. Now this is a chemical bond which is formed between 2 atoms by the transfer of 1 or more electrons from the atom of a metallic electropositive element to an atom of a non-metallic electronegative element. This is called an ionic or electrovalent bond. So basically an electrovalent bond is between a metal and a non-metal, that you have to remember. It is between a metal and a non-metal. So the electrons will be transferred from a metallic electropositive atom to an electronegative atom. So metal always will lose the electrons, so it is losing, and the non-metal will gain the electrons. Okay. So in this electrovalent bond, the compounds which are there, sodium chloride, calcium oxide and magnesium chloride. Now you have to know how to draw these structures. So in form of a question only I have given here, using the electron dot cross diagram, either it is electron dot diagram or electron dot and cross diagram, show the formation of the following. Now first is sodium chloride. Now you know the atomic number of sodium, it is 11, atomic number is 11. So electronic configuration will be 281. So you are going to show only the valence electron here. Yes, 1 dot I have shown here on sodium. Yes, this is the sodium atom. Yes, and chlorine, it is 287. So 7 electrons. So only the valence electrons will be shown during the bonding. So now here how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 electrons are there. Now sodium will readily lose this 1 electron, is to chlorine. So it is going to acquire positive charge. Why? Because the actual atomic number of sodium is what? 11. Now it is losing 1 electron, but the number of protons are remaining 11 only. So net positive charge will be one extra positive charge is there on it because of the loss of this one electron. So sodium acquires 1 plus charge, and now its electronic configuration becomes 2,8. So this is called as now sodium cation. Okay. Now chlorine accepts that ion. So chlorine, first you show the electrons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are there, and this one dot is from the sodium. So this electron has come from sodium. So it will acquire negative charge. Why? Because it is having one extra electron now. So it is 288, and this is called as a chloride anion. So there is a strong electrostatic force of attraction between the cation and the anion. They are oppositely charged. So there exists what is called as a strong electrostatic force of attraction between sodium and chlorine, resulting in the formation of sodium chloride. Okay, so you have to know how to draw this electron dot structure. These questions are based with respect to the draw an electron dot structure to show the formation of, say, sodium chloride or calcium oxide or magnesium chloride. Okay, is it clear? Now for calcium oxide. Now you know the electronic configuration of calcium is what? It is 20. So 2882. Atomic number is 20. So 2882. And oxygen is 8. So 26. Okay, now again you will show only the valence electrons. So calcium is having 2 valence electrons and oxygen 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Now calcium will lose these 2 electrons to oxygen. So calcium will acquire what? A net positive charge. So Ca2 plus, and oxygen will develop a net negative charge. So O2 minus. So you have to write the electronic configuration below it. 288 calcium cation, 28 oxide anion. Okay. And again there is a strong electrostatic force of attraction between the oppositely charged ions, resulting in the formation of calcium oxide. Okay. So you have to remember that how this molecule is stable because of the strong electrostatic force of attraction between the oppositely charged ions. Yes, clear? Now next is magnesium chloride. Now magnesium chloride is MgCl2. So there will be 2 atoms of chlorine. Now the atomic number of magnesium is 12. So electronic configuration is 282. So you write below this magnesium atom. Now chlorine is 287. So 7 electrons here we have shown. Now here also 7 electrons. So 2 atoms of chlorine will be required. Now each atom of chlorine will gain 1 electron from magnesium. So magnesium is donating here 1 electron and the other electron to the other chlorine atom. Okay. So now magnesium will be what? Mg2 plus, because it has lost these 2 electrons. Right. So this is magnesium cation now. Now chlorine has gained that 1 electron. So you show the cross and along with that 1 dot which has come from Mg. So it develops 1 minus charge. And the other atom also similarly will become chloride anion, 1 minus. Okay, so in the next step you will write what? Mg2 plus 2Cl 1 minus. Now just see, note here, many times students make a mistake. They write here 2 minus. That is wrong, because the charge on chloride is 1 minus only. There are 2 chloride anions. So it will be 2Cl 1 minus forming MgCl2. Okay, clear? So these are the electrovalent compounds. So sodium chloride, calcium oxide and magnesium chloride, they are all electrovalent compounds. Okay, is it clear? Now we'll move to the next part, that is the covalent bonding. Now before we start with the covalent bonding, now there is one question here to differentiate between atom and ion, because when we are forming the electrovalent compounds, you saw we start with the atom and then the ions are formed. So you are asked to many times to differentiate between atom and ion. So just look at the differences. Atom will be electrically neutral and ion will be electrically charged. So positively charged ion is called cation, negatively charged ion is called anion. Now atom may or may not exist independently, but ion always exists independently in solution. Then the outermost shell may or may not have a duplet or octet. Why? Because if it is a noble atom, noble gas, it will have a duplet. So that's why outermost shell may or may not have a duplet or octet. But here in ion, outermost shell has a complete duplet or octet. This is octet, OCTET. Then fourth, it has equal number of protons and electrons, and here it contains less electrons than protons if it is a cation and more electrons than protons if it is an anion. Okay, so this is the difference between atom and ion. Now the next part we'll discuss is this covalent bonding. Now covalent bonding means that is the sharing of electrons. So when the bond which is formed between two non-metallic atoms by the sharing of electrons, yes, so the two atoms will share electrons, the resulting bond is called as a covalent or a molecular bond. Now depending upon the number of electron pairs which are shared, yes, if one pair of electrons is shared, it is called as a single covalent bond. If two pairs of electrons are shared, double covalent bond, and if three pairs of electrons are shared, it is called as a triple covalent bond. So now just have a look at the covalent bonding. The chemical bond formed due to mutual sharing of electrons between the given pairs of atoms of non-metallic elements is a covalent or molecular bond. And depending upon the number of electron pairs shared, bond is either single, one electron pair shared, double indicated by this sign like this, 2 electron pairs shared, or triple, 3 electron pairs shared. Now we have to see the electron dot structure for 9 different covalent compounds, okay, starting with hydrogen. So we'll have a look at the next part. Now we'll discuss the covalent bonding. Yes, now in covalent bonding, the electrons are shared between the two non-metallic atoms. Now when this sharing of electrons can either be equal or unequal, yes, when the electron pairs are shared equally between the two atoms, then it is called as a non-polar covalent bond. Okay, in covalent bond there are two types. One is called as a non-polar covalent bond and other is called as a polar covalent bond. So when the shared pair of electrons is equally distributed between the two atoms, it is called as a non-polar covalent bond. And when the shared pair of electrons is unequally distributed between the two atoms, it is called as a polar covalent bond. If you remember, we have discussed this in periodic table when we were discussing electronegativity. Yes, so a non-polar covalent bond will be the molecule is symmetrical and there is no charge separation, whereas in a polar covalent bond, molecule is asymmetrical and there will be charge separation, because that atom which attracts the electrons towards itself will develop a negative charge and the other atom will develop a positive charge. So do you remember examples of polar covalent compounds? Yes, very good. Water is a polar covalent compound. HCl is a polar covalent compound. Ammonia is also a polar covalent compound. Yes, and non-polar covalent compounds, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, then carbon tetrachloride, methane, all are non-polar covalent compounds. So this difference between non-polar covalent compounds and polar covalent compounds is very important. Yes, give 5 stars to it. So we'll quickly look at the differences and then proceed with the electron dot structure. So next question here is differentiate between non-polar covalent compound and polar covalent compound. Give 5 stars to the question. Answer under non-polar covalent compound, first point, when the shared pair of electrons is equally distributed between the two atoms, the covalent compound is said to be non-polar. And here when the shared pair of electrons is unequally distributed between the two atoms, the covalent compound is said to be polar. Okay, clear? Now here there is no charge separation and here charge separation takes place. And third point, the non-polar covalent molecule is symmetrical and electrically neutral. The polar covalent molecule is asymmetrical and the atom which attracts electrons most strongly develops a slight negative charge. Okay. Now why that atom attracts electrons? Because of high electronegativity. I hope you remember what is the definition of electronegativity. Yes, except the Pawar batch, even the Bombay Scottish and Gopal Sharma batch should remember it, because I have completed periodic table with you. Electronegativity, tendency of an atom to attract the shared pair of electrons towards itself when combined in a compound. Okay, yes, very good. Now under non-polar, the examples are hydrogen, chlorine, nitrogen, oxygen, methane, carbon tetrachloride. And under polar covalent, you have water, ammonia and HCl. Okay, clear? Now we'll have a look at the electron dot structures. So next question is, explain with the help of electron dot diagram the formation of the following. Now explanation is also asked in the boards, that's why we have written the explanation also. So first is hydrogen. Now just understand this. Each of the two hydrogen atoms, you know that the hydrogen molecule is made up of two hydrogen atoms. So each of the two hydrogen atoms will contribute one electron so as to have one shared pair of electrons between them. Both atoms will attain stable duplet structure, resulting in the formation of a single covalent bond between them. So that duplet structure which they achieve is of which noble gas? Yes, very good, helium. Okay, so you have to show the electron dot in this manner. H represents hydrogen, it has one electron only, so one dot you show here. The other hydrogen, another dot. Now just remember, when you are showing covalent bonds, you are not going to show arrows. Yes, for electrovalent, if you turn the pages and see, we had shown it by arrows, but here you will show it dotted because it is sharing. Yes, so you will show the overlap by the dotted lines like this. So now both the atoms have come closer and this is electron pair is shared between the two. That will result in the formation of a single covalent bond. So H dash H means single covalent bond forming H2, that is the hydrogen molecule. Okay, is it clear? So we'll have a look at the next compound now. Okay, the next one is now chlorine. Now each of the two chlorine atoms contributes one electron each so as to have one shared pair of electrons between them. Both the atoms will attain the stable octet structure of the nearest noble gas argon and results in the formation of a single covalent bond, Cl single bond Cl between them. So you know that chlorine now electronic configuration is 287. Yes, so chlorine atom you show the 7 electrons by dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, and this is the 7th one. Similarly here 7 electrons. Now show the overlap by the dotted lines. Now in the next step you show that the two chlorine atoms have come closer. Yes, and one pair of electrons is shared between them. And in the next you show the formation of the bond and write single covalent bond, and finally Cl single Cl, that is forming the chlorine molecule. Okay, so in the exam any one such structure will be asked. So that's why it's necessary that for every structure you are going to write like this. Yes, don't be lazy. So after chlorine, next is oxygen. Now oxygen especially you have to remember because there is a double covalent bond in the oxygen molecule. So each of the two oxygen atoms contributes 2 electrons each. Yes, so as to have two shared pairs of electrons between them. Now both atoms will attain the stable octet structure of the nearest noble gas neon. Why neon? Because electronic configuration of oxygen is 2,6. So when it acquires the additional 2 electrons or rather shares the 2 electrons, it will form the electronic configuration 2,8, which is of neon. Okay, resulting in the formation of a double covalent bond. This is very important. Oxygen is having a double covalent bond. Hydrogen, chlorine, they had single covalent bond. Okay, so just understand the electron dot diagram. So oxygen 2, 6, so show only the 6 electrons by dots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, the other oxygen atom also 6 electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now show the overlap here by dotted lines. And then in the next step what will you show? Yes, the two shared pair of electrons. This is one pair and this is the other pair, right? Now in the next step you will show the formation of the bond. So this is a double covalent bond formed, and these are the other electrons which are not involved in bonding. So which are not involved in bonding, they are also called as the lone pairs of electrons. And then this is O, double bond O, that is our oxygen molecule. Okay, now many times you are asked choose the correct option. Is which of the following compounds has a double covalent bond? So options could be hydrogen, chlorine, nitrogen, oxygen. So you remember oxygen is having double and nitrogen has a triple covalent bond. So some question on oxygen and nitrogen, either directly, that is to draw the electron dot structure, or sometimes in choose the correct option or choose the odd one out, such questions are asked. Now coming to the next one, that is nitrogen. Now here each of the two nitrogen atoms contributes 3 electrons, yes, so as to have 3 shared pairs of electrons between them. Both atoms will attain the stable octet structure of the nearest noble gas neon, resulting in the formation of a triple covalent bond. Okay, so N, triple bond N. These 3 lines indicate a triple bond between them. Now just understand the structure. Give 5 stars to oxygen and nitrogen, both. Yes, now this is the nitrogen atom. So 2, 5 is the electronic configuration because atomic number is 7. Now there are 5 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The other nitrogen atom also 2, 5, so 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now out of these 5 is 3 are involved in the bonding. So you can see here, you show the overlap by dotted lines. In the next step is the 3 shared pair of electrons. This is 1 shared pair, this is the 2nd shared pair and this is the 3rd shared pair. Okay, clear? Yes. Now in the next you will show the formation of the bond. So 3 lines indicating a triple covalent bond. Okay. Now finally the triple bond and N2, that is nitrogen molecules. Now sometimes they ask you question like in the nitrogen molecule how many electrons are not involved in bonding. Yes. So per atom. Yes. So which are the ones which are not involved in bonding? 2 electrons. So 2 electrons per atom. Okay, so the option, depending upon whatever is the option, so it is 2 electrons are not involved in bonding because total there are 5 electrons, valence electrons. These are the present in the first shell, 2. So they are not concerned. Yes, these are the ones which we are concerned with. Total 5 are there. Out of 5, 3 are involved in the bonding. So how many remaining? Naturally 2. So 2 electrons are not involved in bonding. Now we'll have a look at the next part. Okay, then the next structure is methane. Now methane is a non-polar covalent compound. Now one atom of carbon shares 4 electron pairs, one with each of the 4 atoms of hydrogen, forming 4 single covalent bonds. So hydrogen attains stable duplet structure of helium, while carbon will attain the stable octet structure of nearest noble gas neon. Okay, so now here carbon 2, 4, so these are the 4 electrons. Now here I have used dot and cross because they are 2 different elements, hydrogen and carbon. So for hydrogen I have used dot and for carbon I have used cross. Now if you don't like, you can use for hydrogen cross and for carbon also dot. But generally when 2 different elements are combining, that time you use dot and cross. Okay, clear? So for hydrogen 1 electron, so shown here by dots, and carbon 4 electrons. So now you show the overlap by dots. So these are the dotted lines. So total how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 single covalent bonds will be formed. 2, 4 represents the electronic configuration of carbon and 1 stands for the electronic configuration of hydrogen. If you just write it once, it is fine. You don't have to write again 1, 1, 1 like that. Okay. Next step, they have come closer, that is the sharing of electrons has taken place between carbon and hydrogen, here between this carbon and this hydrogen. Okay, and finally the formation of 4 bonds. So 4 single covalent bonds are formed, ultimately forming the methane molecule. So methane is a non-polar covalent compound. Okay, is it clear? So I hope you have understood this. Now it's very important for you to practice all these electron. So I hope you have understood all these electron dot structure. Now it is very important for you to practice these electron dot structures by drawing them again and again. Right? You can't just draw it once and then say yes, I will just read it. No, because the questions which are asked are based on these drawings itself. Okay. So we'll stop here for this session. We'll continue with the other compounds in the next session. So till then, happy